Twins are going to get back in the race. They need to start winning series, and it's probably a good idea that they start sooner rather than later. They have a chance to pick up another game on the Indians if they can win this game and this series against the Seattle Mariners. And we welcome you to Target Field. A cloudy day, but a good day weather-wise for the Twins to pick up a series win. Dick Bramer along with the Hall of Famer Bert Blyleven. There have been a lot of problems for the Twins this year, but one thing has not been a problem. Denard Span establishing once again that he's probably the best leadoff hitter in the division.
I'll tell you what you want out of a leadoff hitter is a way to get on base, and he's been doing that over the last 7 ball games. 6 hits so far in the first 2 ball games in this series, and Span, who led off the ball game the other day with a home run, yesterday a triple, scoring some runs, and that's what a good leadoff hitter has to do. Span has been doing that.
And, of course, Span at his best is very good against left-handed pitching. And he'll have his hands full here today because right now, Eric Bedard's one of the hottest pitchers the Mariners have.
Yeah, here's a guy that the Mariners want to keep healthy. He's had shoulder surgery to end his last 3 seasons. Off to an okay start in April, but boy, has he picked it up over the last 5 starts. 2 wins, only 1 loss, a great earned run average. He'll come right at this offense of the Twins here this afternoon.
Well, the Twins hope to build a winning streak, and if they're going to do that, they'll need a good effort today from Brian Dunsing as he makes his final appearance in the month of May. Local Northland Ford dealer or go to northlandford.com. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
Twins today go for the series win over the Seattle Mariners. We got a little day baseball from downtown Minneapolis here on Fox Sports North. Thanks for joining us. I'm Robbie Smikowski. Brian Dunsing takes to the mound today for the Minnesota Twins, and he struggled as of late. Today in the clubhouse, I had a chance to ask pitching coach Rick Anderson, when is Brian Dunsing at his best?
His best thing is like you saw in Blackie last night. You see how under control he was. It just nothing affects him. That's when Dunsing's good. I mean, when you look at him out there and nothing's rattling him, he looks like he's under control and executing his pitches. He's pretty good when he does that. When he tries to get a little frisky and jump out there and overthrow a little bit is when he gets in trouble.
It's Brian Dunsing on the mound today. Can he follow what Nick Blackburn did last night? Find out when we come back on the other side. Dick and Bert, first pitch next.
Twins take the field after a nice win last night that ended a long 9-game home losing streak. Now the task at hand trying to build a winning streak. And it starts with winning a series, and the Twins will try to do that today against the Mariners. Menard's batting order for Eric Wedge. And Ichiro Suzuki leading things off. Sean Figgins hitting second. Justin Smoke, the designated hitter, hitting third. Miguel Olivo with a double and a homer last night. He'll hit cleanup today. Franklin Gutierrez back in the lineup. Adam Kennedy, Mike Wilson, Brendan Ryan, and Jack Wilson.
And on the mound this afternoon, it'll be left-handed starter Brian Dunsing making his 9th start, his 10th appearance. This will be his first career start against the Mariners. He made one other appearance, that back in last year in June 1st in Seattle, one shutout inning in a Mariners 7-1 win. Yeah, he's been struggling, but you know what? It's the routine that he hasn't really been in. And his last start, 6 very good innings against the Diamondbacks, and then all heck went loose in the 7th inning. The Diamondbacks scored 5 runs.
Outfield, Delman Young, Denard Span, Jason Kubel, Valencia, Tolbert, Casilla, Morneau are the infielders. Drew Butera doing the catching. So Ichiro will lead things off against Brian Dunsing. And at the belt, strike one.
Dunsing, a guy who's not going to overpower hitters. He's got to use both sides of the plate, a lot like Nick Blackburn did last night, and a great job by Blackburn, a complete game victory.
And 2 quick strikes to the Seattle leadoff hitter.
Well, you mentioned it last night. How many times do you see Ichiro hitting under 300, hitting at 286? He's not homered in 48 ball games, the longest stretch in his career.
Bouncer right side. Dunsing's got to hurry. Morneau gets to the bag first. So Morneau committed toward the ground ball. Reversed field, got back to the bag to retire the speedy Ichiro.
Yeah, especially when you know a guy like Ichiro that's going to motor down that line, and you're almost in panic mode. Okay, I'll go get that ball, but now, okay, Casilla's going to get it. Now I've got to go back and find the bag, and just unable to do that and get the throw from Casilla for the first out.
Boy, you can see Morneau looking back at that foot like he hadn't gotten much of the bag. He was intent on turning around, getting the flip from Casilla, and almost missed first base. Here's Figgins. And there's ball one.
Oh, Figgins a switch hitter, hitting only 197 as a right-handed hitter, only 212 as a lefty. He's having another frustrating year for the Seattle Mariners.
What's missing with him? I mean, he was a kind of a one-man wrecking crew when he was with the Angels against the Twins, and there's just something that's not there.
Just not in the element. He just doesn't. I don't know. Last year he hit 259. He played in 161 ball games, but he's not the Sean Figgins we remember with the Angels. You know, good leadoff hitter for the Angels, and I'm going to say it again. I think Ichiro, the reason that the Mariners have not won over the years is that, to me, Ichiro is a number 3 hitter in the lineup, a guy that makes contact and should drive in more runs. But he wants 200 hits every year, and he wants that leadoff spot, so that drops Figgins in the number 2 hole in the batting order. You can see, you know, in 2009, I mean, he had an outstanding year for the Angels, signed a big contract with the Mariners last year, frustrating, even more this year.
Popped up, short center. Tolbert out. And Span calls and catches out number 2. Twins baseball this afternoon brought to you in Sony High Definition.
You know, very breezy here this afternoon. Winds or flags blowing in from left field, but then blowing out to right. So it'll be interesting to see throughout the ball game if it swirls in here, if there's any channels or jet streams that maybe the Twins can find.
Here's Justin Smoke. Outside, ball one. Mentioned at the very outset, the Twins have a chance to pick up even more ground on the Indians. Mitch Talbot came off the disabled list, gave up 9 hits and 7 earned runs in his first inning of work. And right now the Red Sox have a 8-0 lead over Cleveland in the third.
A good fastball right there by Dunsing. 31 strikeouts in 47 innings pitched come into this ball game. Only 17 walks, 1 intentional.
Two and one.
Dunsing, 28 years old, in his third season with the Twins as a starter. This is his 31st start as a Minnesota Twin, 14-7 as a starter. He's on a personal 4-game losing streak. He has not won since April 23rd here against the Cleveland Indians.
3-1 to Smoke with Olivo on deck. There's a strike, 3-2.
Good fastball right there.
Popped up, it'll reach the seats. You know, the whole Kevin Slowey melodrama that's played out here over the last couple of weeks, it's a relief to me that Dunsing didn't get caught up as collateral damage in that, because one of the options was putting Slowey in the rotation. The Twins had a need, still do for that matter, in the bullpen, but the Twins decided to go with Dunsing and let him stay in the rotation.
Well, again, you know, he's been very successful as a starter. There's a walk right there to Smoke. Puts a runner at first with 2 outs.
And in contrast to Slowey, Dunsing, had he been sent to the bullpen, would have taken the ball as he's done throughout his career, willingly and eagerly, and given Ron Gardenhire and Rick Anderson whatever it is they wanted or needed of him.
Sometimes you have to draw that line in the sand and say this is the way we're going to do it, not maybe the way the player wants it. And they decided to stay with Dunsing in the rotation. He's done a great job as a starter.
1-0 to Olivo.
But you're right, Dunsing is a guy, if they had said, you know, hey, this is what we need to do here, Dunsing would have accepted it, and he would have went down and he'd be in the bullpen.
Might not have liked it, but he'd have done it. And
amen. Amen.
Yeah. 1-1.
It was Miguel Olivo that was really the offense for the Mariners last night. A 2-run home run off of Blackburn in the 4th inning. Really, I thought the only mistake he made. I mean, left a little breaking ball up, and Olivo hit the 2-run home run. Other than that, Blackburn was awesome.
1-2. And I asked you before the game, especially after wins, I like to reflect back on a game and what impressed me. How many times did he move a hitter, straighten him up with a high, tight fastball, righty or lefty?
But that's not the only game. I mean, the whole month of May, it seemed like that Boston series. I remember, you know, he did a great job there. And Dunsing picks up the final out here in the 1st inning with a strikeout.
No hits, no runs, and the Twins have a chance to score the first run of the game. In addition, Justin Morneau, Jim Thome, Delman Young, Danny Valencia, Drew Butera, and Alexi Casilla.
And left-handed starter Eric Bedard on the mound, making his 150th Major League start, his 9th start of the year. Last faced the Twins in 2009 in Seattle. He beat Kevin Slowey and the Twins 4-2 in that ball game. And this is a guy that has come off shoulder surgery the last 3 seasons. He missed all of last year because of shoulder surgery, but he's been pitching outstanding. And that's what he's been doing, getting strike one, establishing that fastball, also a very good curveball.
And Denard Span has been hitting superbly, particularly over the last couple of ball games here at home, a swinging strike 0-2.
Oh, there's a breaking ball right there. Now, Eric Bedard making his 11th career start against the Twins. Again, the last one in 2009, but he's 1-5 with a 4.68 earned run average against the Twins. 0-2 here in Minnesota, his first start here at Target Field.
2 strikes, Bedard to Span. Outside, 1-2.
That's the slider right there. You saw Olivo go with 3.
Little dribbler to short. Ryan scoops and fires. Span retired, 1 away. Northland Ford defense for the Mariners. Mike Wilson in left, Franklin Gutierrez in center, Ichiro Suzuki in right. Sean Figgins, Brendan Ryan on the left side of the infield. Jack Wilson, Adam Kennedy on the right side, and Miguel Olivo back behind the plate. 1 gone. Here's Matt Tolbert. Wilson tended to some debris in left field. Mike Wilson did, and now we're ready to go. Tolbert drove in a run with a squeezed bunt last night.
Perfectly executed between Tolbert and Casilla.
A bouncer right side, smothered by Jack Wilson, but he can't get in position to make a throw in time to get the speedy Matt Tolbert. So a good play by the converted shortstop, but Tolbert gets an infield hit.
Right, just got that pitch away, went the other way. Jack Wilson diving for it. You see him right there, that little double clutch trying to hustles down that line to get an infield base hit.
So Tolbert aboard, and Kubel at the plate. And with Kubel, the Twins coming back with the same lineup except for the catcher as they had last night. With the 3 lefties, Kubel, Morneau, and Thome hitting in succession in the middle of the lineup again here today. Pitches up high, ball 1. Kubel seen the average trickle down to 313. Couple of hits in the series. Got a big RBI single here 2 nights ago. Actually, it was last night. He got Span in the first inning with a 1-out single. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Twins winning last night. Indians lost. And Twins simply need to regularly, routinely start winning series. They have not won a 3-game series yet this year. They've swept 3 2-game series. But it seems strange that here we are at the end of May, very close to the end of May, and the Twins haven't won a 3-game series yet.
That's coming. See, we got something to look forward to.
1-2. Long hold by Bedard, and a bouncer to short. Backhanded by Ryan to Wilson, and over to Kennedy, a double play.
Nice turn of that double play.
So the Twins hit the ball 3 times on the ground to the infield, and wraps up the first inning.
0-0 ball game. Twins and Mariners from Target Field. I'm Robbie Mikowski. Michael Kadire not in the lineup today for the Twins, but you can check out his most recent work on FoxSportsNorth.com. His newest column, again, every Wednesday on FoxSportsNorth.com. You can look at Kadire's weekly article. He talks about options, and not the fact that Major League Baseball players have an option to do this or do that, but Bert and Dick, options meaning what life is like being sent to and from the minor leagues. And he tells an interesting story about Matt Tolbert last year and a trip to Fenway Park and inviting his parents. Make sure you read that. It's pretty cool reading Michael Kadire on FoxSportsNorth.com, guys.
Thank you, Robbie. And a pitch outside, 2-0 now to Franklin Gutierrez. I think the classic last year, the classic example of options being used on a player was Jeff Manship, who was up here, 5 times, I think, last year?
Yep.
And ball 3 now to Gutierrez, who'll be followed by Adam Kennedy and Mike Wilson. Dunsing issued a 2-out walk in the first, but no damage done. And that's a strike on the outside corner, 3-1.
Franklin Gutierrez just activated off the disabled list on May 18th.
And now he's aboard with a leadoff walk.
A second walk for Dunsing.
Time for our Sanford Health Injury Report. Joe Mauer's expected to be a designated hitter in an extended spring training game. And as we said yesterday, Ron Gardenhire said yesterday the Twins do have a target date set up for Joe Mauer, but true to form, Gardy didn't want to tell us what that target date was. So there is a date out there when the Twins hope to have Joe Mauer back in their lineup. We just don't know when.
So basically said it's going to be this season sometime.
Well, I didn't even say that.
Oh.
I think it's safe to assume that.
Let's hope so.
1-0 to Adam Kennedy. And that hops over the glove of Morneau into the right field corner. Gutierrez rounding second, on his way to third. Jeff Datz is going to send him in. And it is a 1-0 Seattle lead. Kennedy hitting one near the first base bag, and it looked like it took a big hop over Morneau's glove.
You know, Kennedy had some good swings against Blackburn last night. 2 line drive outs that Kubel made, a couple nice catches right there. That ball hit sharply right over the glove of Justin Morneau, and Gutierrez, he could always run. He scores from first base for Kennedy, his 7th double of the year, driving in his 12th run. So the leadoff walk, kind of hurts Dunsing right here.
And now he's got, in essence, a leadoff double to deal with, too. Nobody out. Mike Wilson, the hitter, and Kennedy stands at second base. Wilson and Carlos Peguero getting a chance to play in left field for the Mariners. It was just a couple of weeks ago that the Mariners finally cut their ties with Milton Bradley, whom they acquired from the Cubs in the Carlos Silva deal. And coincidentally or not, the Mariners have been a different team since then. What's happened to Seattle on a little bit smaller scale is what happened in Tampa Bay when Manny Ramirez abruptly retired.
Sometimes you just want to get rid of that bad apple.
It's a pop-up right field. That ball carrying, and the wind taking this ball back to the wall, and that will allow Kennedy to go to third. You were wondering about the wind and how it might impact fly balls here today. That ball carried a lot farther than I thought it would.
Yeah, only because the flags in left field seem to be blowing a little bit in toward right. I mean, and now they've changed a little bit toward right field, but the flags in right field, normally we see them blow in.
Right.
And now they're blowing out. 16 miles an hour left to right.
Now, did you read that someplace, or do you have
Brad Ryder?
What do they call the wind gauge, the thing on the cups that spins around and gives you wind speed? What's the name? I'm looking at you like you know what it is.
Yeah, like I know.
Infield in for the Twins.
I thought that was always just for decoration.
You can always just lick your finger and stick it in the air and tell me it's 16 miles per hour. And there's a grounder up the middle, a base hit, and it's 2-0.
Well, Brendan Ryan, who had a good night last night at the plate with 3 infield hits, finally gets one through the infield and picks up his 14th RBI. So Seattle taking an early 2-0 lead against Brian Dunsing. Breaking ball staying up. And he slapped it right back up the middle.
So a walk, a double to begin the inning, and now 2 runs are in, 1 out, and Jack Wilson the hitter. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Anyway, regarding the Milton Bradley thing, if it all seemed familiar for Eric Wedge, well, no wonder, because Wedge went through it when both he, Wedge, and Bradley were with the Cleveland Indians. So Wedge is still kind of on the younger side of managers, but twice he's had to deal with the distractions that Milton Bradley can create for a ball club, and in each case, Wedge lasted longer than Bradley. And that's a good thing, I think.
Yes, it is.
1-1, Jack Wilson. And foul back.
Well, you're only as good as your players, you know, and Eric Wedge ended up having to leave Cleveland because of the changes they decided to make there. But boy, 2007, he is the American League Manager of the Year. Pretty good ball club in 2007 in Cleveland. Maniac doing a good job this year because the players were playing well.
And now Casilla chasing this foul pop and grabbing it on the edge of the track, out number 2. Coming up on Sunday, NASCAR on Fox moves to Charlotte, where Kurt Busch will try to defend his title and take home his 3rd checkered flag of the year. Coverage of the Coca-Cola 600 begins Sunday, May 29th. The pre-race show delivered by Pizza Hut at 4:30 p.m. in high definition on Fox. Imagine that, there's an hour and a half pre-race show.
What do you do? Listen to the engines roar?
I don't know. See, I'm not. Are you into auto racing?
No, I'm not. I know. I'm from Florida and Carolinas. They love auto racing down there. But I have never really gotten into that.
I'm challenged enough getting out of the parking lot here onto the freeway after the game.
I've seen you drive, yes. Maybe you ought to, the way you do drive, maybe you ought to get into one of those races. It's all left turns.
Yeah, I know. You're just trying to get a new partner. 1-1 to Ichiro. Ground ball to second his first time up. And now a strike. 1-2.
Dunsing 36 pitches, 22 for strikes, a couple walks, 1 scored with a strikeout.
And Ichiro strikes out. Dunsing walks the leadoff man, gives up a double and a couple of runs in the second inning. on 30 lakes, most prominently Rainy Lake and Lake Kabetogama. Established in 1975, the park is the only national park in Minnesota. Well, here's Justin Morneau to start the second inning with the Twins down 2-0. It'll be Morneau, we think, Thome, and then Delmon Young. Been told that there's been some confusion regarding the lineup, and that Young might hit behind Morneau and in front of Thome, but Tome's in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, on the scoreboard up, the big scoreboard, it has Morneau, Young, and Thome, but it's what was given to the umpire at the beginning of the ball game.
Morneau checks his swing, and it's 2-1. Morneau looked like he had it put together for a few games on the road trip, but been a tough goal for him now with the batting average down to 230 again.
Yeah, now Tome's going back into the dugout. Maybe Delmon Young coming out.
And now 3-1.
Well, Eric Bedard, 17 walks in 46 innings pitched coming into this outing. Did give up an infield base hit, and then the double play by Kubel.
Bouncer to short. Easy play for the shortstop Ryan. And his throw nearly pulled Kennedy off the bag, one away. So everything hit on the ground weakly so far against Eric Bedard. And
it is Delmon Young.
So Delmon will hit, and this three lefty attack that we had written down is incorrect. Now, see, I think I ought to get some extra pick the stick points for the adjustment. I picked Delmon Young as the sixth place hitter. And I think I should get the sixth place hitter, Jim Thome, rather than the player who's
sounds like somebody that is not in first place anymore.
Tap foul.
Well, Delmon Young has never faced Eric Bedard. Delmon with just 3 doubles and 1 home run. That's what the Twins, they're waiting for Delmon Young to hit those extra base hits.
Remember the other day, Delmon fouled a ball off his left knee, and it looked like he might have done something pretty similar there on that foul ball. Nothing new for Delmon. He's up there in the box with an 0-2 count. Fastball up and in.
Yeah, Bedard, kind of like Nick Blackburn a little bit, will get over that pitching rubber and then kind of pause for a second as he steps back. Right there, a little turn and like a changeup or a breaking ball down.
2-2.
Yeah, missed all of last year because of shoulder surgeries he's had that has just been a constant bother to him. A 15-game winner for the Orioles in 2006.
Breaking ball and a foul tip in the dirt. Young's at bat still alive. Olivo tried to sell it to Alfonso Marquez, claiming he caught it in the air. Two and two. Chopper, and Young's going to try to beat out a hit. Figgins fires on the run and got him. 2 down. Friday night, it's another Lifetime Fitness Friday. The Twins will be hosting the Angels, and if you have a ticket to a Friday game, you can log on to lifetimefitness.com/twins and get a complimentary 7-day pass to Lifetime Fitness. Call 800-33-TWINS to check on ticket availability for upcoming Friday night games at Target Field. And I'll bet you, and it doesn't say this here, but I'll bet you can only do that once. You couldn't go to like every Friday game and string along, one 7-day pass after another and get an annual membership. They probably wouldn't let you do that. Here's Jim Thome, and he fouls the first pitch back. And you probably have to be over 18 too. They're trying to take all the fun away from kids who are under the age of 18.
Just not right.
They're not succeeding, I can promise you that, but they're trying. One strike to Jim Thome. Can't win a contest. Check swing, 1-1. Thome with a couple of home runs in his return to the lineup, one to right field and the other one to left. So he's been stuck on 593 home runs for about 36 hours. Inside, 2-1.
Oh, one of his 593 home runs came off Eric Bedard. 4 for 16 lifetime against the left-hander.
Obviously, we hope that when number 600 comes, it comes here. In a very short period of time, Minnesotans have adopted him as one of their own. 2-2.
Well, he's such a likable guy, a guy that comes to the ballpark to expect one thing, and that's everybody contributing in a victory. Big swing by Thome.
Two and two with two gone in the Twins' second. And a full count. Danny Valencia on deck, hoping for a chance here in the second inning.
Well, Bedard coming off one of his better outings of the year, a 3-hit, only allowed 3 hits and 8 shutout innings in San Diego. Mariners won that game 4-1 where they swept the Padres.
And Thome draws a walk. Let me ask.
Olivo started running toward the dugout.
He thought they had a call third strike.
Yes.
So Valencia will come to the plate.
Well, sometimes you'll see the pitcher head toward the dugout. Here, Olivo headed to the dugout.
So Bedard now will have to face Valencia. Valencia's had his own issues here as of late. His average down to 221.
You were going to ask me something?
Well, you were around at the time. How many next Harmon Killebrews did the Twins have? And then they never really had one like Harmon until Thome showed up.
Somebody just naturally strong. That
Craig Cusick was one, wasn't he? Wasn't he supposed to be?
Bob Gorinsky.
Bob Gorinsky was another one. And of course, there was only one Harmon. That's what made him so special.
Paul Ray Powell was someone that the Twins were looking at out of Arizona State.
One strike to Valencia, and now a ball.
You know, baseball has a way sometimes, Dick, of labeling. You know, I know. I'm trying to think who it was. Oh, in Kansas City, Alex Gordon, when he came up with at third base, the next George Brett. But you realize there's only one George Brett.
Breaking ball, tapped foul.
But a very nice compliment to Alex Gordon. You know, when you come up and you're compared to a Hall of Famer.
And you look at Gordon's swing, and I think there's some comparisons between Gordon's swing and Brett's swing.
They both played third base when they came up.
And Gordon now has been a really good hitter for Kansas City. They're actually using him now as a leadoff hitter. 1-2 to Valencia. Tap back to the mound. So Bedard getting some weak ground balls through 2 innings. He's got a 2-0 lead. best pitcher in history and one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my business. Paul Splittorff passed away today.
Yeah, melanoma was what finally got to Paul Splittorff. But here's a guy that won 20 ball games. I know in 1973, a great competitor on the mound, and he will be missed. And did a lot of TV, radio work over his career.
Outside of baseball, I mean, Paul was an accomplished broadcaster doing college basketball. And just a wonderful guy, and we're very saddened to hear of his passing. It's been a very mournful year for Major League Baseball. Dave Niehaus honored with a patch on the Mariner sleeve. Their Hall of Fame broadcaster passed away last November. Bob Feller passing away this winter. Sparky Anderson.
Robin Roberts.
Another one, yes.
Dick Snyder.
There's another one, yes. 1 and 2, and that brings us to another reminder of what's happening here tomorrow. No game, it's an off day for the Twins, but the Twins are having a memorial service tomorrow night at 7 o'clock here for Harmon Killebrew. 1 and 2 to Figgins, and a swing and a miss. Dunsing gets a strikeout. Well, what kind of a pitcher was Paul Splittorff, contrasting him to, say, Brian Dunsing?
A lot like Dunsing. You know, he had a very big curveball, and he just challenged it with a good fastball. He was there with Dennis Leonard and
Larry Gura was there.
Larry Gura was there. They had a very good pitching staff.
One down. Here's Justin Smoke. The Royals in the 70s kind of experienced what the Twins have experienced in terms of getting to the playoffs and then being brushed aside by the Yankees. The Royals in the late 70s annually would get into the playoffs and would have some heartbreaking losses. There's a drive to center, hit almost right at Span. Now he's going to hustle in and make a basket catch. Whether the wind knocked it down or not, it looked like when it left home plate, it was hit right at him, 2 down.
Well, a lot of times you'll talk to outfielders, and like right there, Smoke looks at the swing. You know, as an outfielder, you look at the swing and you think that ball's going to be hit a little bit further than it does. And Span coming in and catching it at the heel of the glove, but using the other hand to keep that ball in his glove.
2 gone, and here's Miguel Olivo. Olivo called out on strikes his first time up. Strike 1 from Dunsing. It's Boston 10, Cleveland nothing in the 6th inning. Swing and a miss.
Good change up there. Good spot by Dunsing.
Swing.
That's a good pitch right there. We saw Blackburn in last night's ball game do that a couple times. You know, make that hitter move. Just the fastball middle in. Going back inside again. And make a move again.
Blackburn did it last night with success to Olivo in his first at bat, and then got him on a breaking pitch away.
Make them move their feet. And then you get a swing like that. Yep.
Couple of strikeouts and a pretty quick top of the 3rd for Brian Dunsing. Fox Sports North will start coverage on television at 6. A lot of great memories, a lot of great moments, and we hope to touch a lot of them tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
And believe me, you come to tomorrow night, you're going to be touched by the legacy of Harmon Killebrew.
And again, an opportunity for perhaps some of you who've never been to the ballpark to come in. There's no admission. The concession stands are going to be up. You can have a hot dog at a ballpark and flash back to maybe your first Twins game. I'll be doing that throughout the program tomorrow, as I have for the last week or so. The first major league game I ever saw in 1962, I believe. Twins beat the Red Sox 12-5. If you've got any memories like that at all of Harmon, why, come here tomorrow night. And as I've said in interviews, that day, the first game I came to Metropolitan Stadium, Twins won 12-5, and Harmon Killebrew hit a home run for me. Had nothing to do with the other 25,000 fans.
That's right.
He hit that home run for me. (3-0) to Drew Butera leading off the third inning, and then Alexi Casilla will hit. And there's a strike on the outside corner. Butera, Casilla, and Span. Foul back, now it's full count.
Well, opponents coming into the ball game hitting .236 off of Eric Bedard. Right-handers hitting .237, left-handers .231. So it really doesn't matter. Now he has given up 6 home runs to right-handed hitters, only 1 to a lefty.
And a called third strike. So from 3-0, Bedard comes back to strike out Butera looking.
Yeah, his first strikeout of the ball game. Good fastball down in the strike zone.
1 gone. Here's Alexi Casilla. You can ask a question online at carsoup.com/baseball. Jack from Hibbing doesn't want to give us his last name.
What's up, Jack?
Is an umpire crew chief the crew chief during a whole series, and how do they determine the crew chief?
Is that from Jack Morris, maybe?
No, it's pistols at dawn, isn't it? Isn't that how they determine? They have a duel in the morning, and they determine who the.
At the beginning of a series, there's actually 5 umpires that travel. And,
no, it's generally almost always the most senior member of the umpiring crew, right?
Yes. It's kind of earned that. Ed Rapiano, the crew chief here. He's at second base this afternoon.
And
almost hit right at him.
A little looper on the left for a base hit for Casilla. Takes a big turn and holds up with a single.
Well, Casilla had a good night at the plate last night. A double and then a single off the wall in right field. 2 for 3. Scored a couple runs. Right there, just reaching out, hitting that ball softly in the left field. Twins get their second hit of the ball game.
I don't know this, and it's probably a question worth asking of Tim Cheetah or somebody like that, who I've seen come through the ranks from a rookie fill-in umpire to a crew chief, whether there's any umpire hazing. You know, I mean, the rookie umpires, do they have to carry the luggage around? It'd be awful for an umpire. You got to carry all the gear around the airports and all that.
Not the easiest life that those guys lead. You know, going down to the field, we'll go right by the umpire's room, and you know, tonight or this afternoon, the instructional, you'll see these trunks that are sitting by the door.
Right.
You know, with all their equipment, everybody has. You know, each umpire has their own equipment. They travel with it.
1 strike to Span. Tapper to first, and Casilla will gain second. And Kennedy goes to the bag for the second out. Now, watching Casilla, he did something very smart as he was running to second base. Even though the throw didn't come, he veered toward the inside and ran on the edge of the grass, roughly in the path of the throw Kennedy would have had to take if he were going to throw to second base.
Right. That's you watch who's covering the bag. Of course, it's a shortstop. So Casilla going in on the infield side. In case Smoke did throw the ball, he got a chance to get maybe hit in the back, and maybe a ball could, you know, end up somewhere. You could end up at third yourself.
Tolbert got an infield hit, trying to get one to the outfield here and get Casilla in from second base. Twins haven't hit anything hard against Bernard at all. And now Olivo wants to get the signal straight with the runner at second.
Well, 7 outs recorded on ground ball outs. Bedard with the strikeout.
Only ball hit to the outfield was Casilla's little humpback liner. He broke his bat in the process.
Right.
Breaking ball sweeps over for a called strike.
Now, Tolbert got a fastball in his first at bat and hit the ball to right field. And, Wilson made a great effort, but Tolbert got an infield base hit.
Fastball off the plate, and it's 1-1. Bedard now starting to pay off for the Mariners. The price a little steep. Adam Jones, talented young prospect at the time, and Jones walked off Joaquim Soria and the Royals last night with a 2-run home run in Baltimore. Bouncer left side. Figgins lobs it across, gets Tolbert to end the inning. Casilla left at second. We played 3. Mariners lead 2-0. The last player to homer 3 times in a postseason game. Oh, I think I know that one.
We know that one.
Wait, what was the game show where if you what's my line? Where if you knew who it was, this is going back to the 50s, early 60s, you had to withdraw from the competition. I'm going to withdraw from the competition because I know this one.
Well, I think I know it too.
Yeah.
So what do we do?
Well, how about we just let the viewers play along?
Okay.
Here's Franklin Gutierrez leading off the 4th. He'll be followed by Adam Kennedy and Mike Wilson. We'll give you a hint. He's here today.
Yes.
Here's a drive to left. Hit
That's
pretty well. Young going back, hoping for a bounce, but it's gone. Gutierrez hitting his first home run of the year, and it's 3-0.
I got a pitch to his liking right there and hit it over that left field wall. Gutierrez, the 6th home run that Dunsing has allowed on the year. It always comes down to location, right down the heart of the plate. And Gutierrez does not miss it. 12 home runs last year, and his first this year, again, just coming off the disabled list on the 18th.
Adam Kennedy, the hitter, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. hard and foul wide of third.
So we have Amanda and Tommy up in the booth from Ironton, Iowa, and right away a home run. What's up with this?
For the other guys.
Yeah, that's not right. Well, you guys were here to, Jason Kubel's birthday today. Happy birthday, Jason Kubel, but you're supposed to be pulling for the Twins.
They are. They just got here at the wrong time. And Ironton, Iowa, we're told, is in the northwest part of the state, nowhere near Ironton, Minnesota, which is in the north central part of the state. So one gone. Nice play by Morneau as he gets Kennedy's ground ball, and now Mike Wilson will hit.
There you go. You guys are up here because you brought a great sign celebrating Jason Kubel, his birthday. There you go. Very good. Jason Kubel, 29 years old today.
Down and away, ball one.
And fans go to foxsportsnorth.com and click on the Circle Me Bert to submit an email on why your sign should be circled on an upcoming home game and have a chance to visit us up in the booth like Amanda and Tommy are doing. We'll reveal 2 of the sections the morning before each game. One will be listed on foxsportsnorth.com and the other on KFAN.com.
Hey, a question, because you're kind of running the show on this deal. You got to be 18 to do that?
No.
You can be under 18.
Yeah, you can be under 18. For
okay, good. So you can have some fun if you're under 18 years of age.
Yes.
All right. 2-1 to Wilson. Wilson with a warning track fly ball to right. He got it up into the breeze and it carried out under the overhang. He almost hit it far enough to bank it off the limestone facing out there. 2-2.
Yeah, Wilson, not a lot of major league at-bats. This is his first season at the major league level after spending 10 seasons in the minor leagues for the Seattle Mariners. Fouls that pitch off right there. This is his 17th major league plate appearance. Called up on May 9th by Seattle. That's a lot of years in the minor leagues. That's a lot of bus rides.
2-2 to short center, and Tolbert out in the grass behind second base makes the catch out, number 2. You can make your next event a truly memorable occasion. Business meetings, receptions, holiday parties, a wedding ceremony at home plate. Target Field has 25 distinctive venues which provide a unique combination of stunning spaces, dramatic views, extraordinary catering, and if you'd like more information or to book your next event, go to Target Field Events at twinsbaseball.com or call 612-659-3870. You can do that even if you're under the age of 18. You can have your birthday party here. Right?
See, something else they could do.
Ryan singled his first time up against Dunsing. 1 strike. And now a ball.
Well, Ryan, 3 hits and 3 at-bats last night. Here this afternoon, the RBI single in his first at-bat.
Just missing. 2-1. To center. And Span lopes back a few steps. And a home run starts the inning. Dunsing gets the next 3. It's 3-0. Comcast Business Class at 800-391-3000 to turn your business into a fast business. The Twins are going to try to turn this game around. They're down early 3-0. Jason Kubel takes outside, ball one. It'll be Kubel, Morneau, and Young. The Twins haven't hit anything hard against Eric Bedard.
8 ground ball outs of the 9 outs he's recorded so far. And the other one a strikeout.
So he falls behind 1-0, and he drops a big curve on Kubel and gets a called strike, 1-1.
Yeah, it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Jason Kubel, 29 years old today.
You know, that's one of the things that is stunning to me, that here's this Twins team dealing with all these injuries, and yet they remain one of the youngest teams in baseball. You know, Kubel now, he's 29. Joe Mauer, 28. Delman Young pulled an oblique at the age of, 26. Now, you expected Jim Thome to, have his back act up on him from time to time. He's 40 years old. Now they're saying Kevin Slowey has a small, if there is such a thing, a minor hernia, and they're hoping 5-7 days that'll take care of itself. So they're going to put him on the disabled list. Well, I mean, Slowey, he's a young guy,
right?
And he's maybe that's not the best example, but this is a team that its physical condition should be its strength, not its Achilles heel.
Well, again, the Twins came out of spring training thinking that everything was going to be okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's all kind of backfired so far.
2-2 to Kubel. Will be followed by Morneau. High fly to center. We'll see what the wind does to it.
This will be a good test right here.
Gutierrez back on the edge of the track. Makes it look easy. 1 away. So you're saying, well, this Twins lineup really hasn't done much this year. Then they should have not gotten rid of this player. Well, here's some former Twins and what they're doing. Last year's second baseman's hitting .214 for the Padres. Torrey Hunter's just now coming out of a big slump. He'll be here this weekend. J.J. Hardy isn't hitting .240. Jason Bartlett isn't hitting .250. Wilson Ramos got off to a quick start. Nick Punto's on the disabled list a couple of times. And maybe of the former Twins, Orlando Cabrera's had the biggest impact on his team simply because of what he's meant to the Indians. He's won everywhere he's been, and he's winning now with the Cleveland Indians. But there's no former Twin out there lighting it up, leading the league in any offensive category. 1 strike to Morneau. And he pulls one through the hole, a base hit. So another ball not hit on the line or anything like that. But it'll get Young to the plate with a man aboard.
Well, third hit for the Twins, all singles. With Justin picking up his first hit in 2 at-bats. Got a fastball. See, Oliva wanted it away. You could tell the catcher's glove. He kind of pulled it back over the heart of the plate and never had a chance to catch it because it caught the meaty part of the bat of Justin Morneau.
Young hit a little ground ball in front of Figgins his first time up. I'm going to ask you this every couple of weeks till you give me an answer. Any enlightenment as to why offensively this has been such a pitcher dominated first 2 months?
Well, again, Dick, I think we've seen the steroid era behind us, and why the pitchers are dominating now, I don't have a.
All right, well, I'll check back in a couple of weeks then.
Please ask me in a couple of weeks. I'll do some research on it.
I'm warning you. I told you this the other day. If the numbers don't improve offensively next year, the pitchers are going to be pitching on flat ground.
Well, you know what, Dick, and I was reminded by Matt Gangle, one thing that it might be, have we really had hot weather yet? I mean, we have not really had warm weather, and a lot of times,
it was hot in Arizona, and we had a lot of runs. So I'll grant you that.
And as the weather warms up, the ball has a tendency to jump a little bit more. That could be something. So, yeah, ask me in a couple of weeks when it gets.
I'll bypass you entirely. I'll ask Matt Gangle. He's given me the best answer so far.
Yeah. I like it.
Swing
so in 2 weeks, you're going to ask Matt.
I'll just skip you entirely. I'll tell you what Matt said.
Please. Good breaking ball there. Delman swinging through it.
2-2. Twins need a long ball. And Young has hit just the one so far this year. He hit that in Arizona. A double, extra base hit of any kind would be nice here in the fourth inning. And instead it's a strikeout, out number 2.
And Bedard picks up his second strikeout.
You can follow the Twins with MLB.com at Bat11 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. You can do it regardless of age. Get all the scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit twinsbaseball.com for details. That gentleman's more than 18 years of age, I'm guessing, but you can be under the age of 18 and do this. Here's Thome, drew a walk on what Miguel Olivo thought was strike 3. Thome drew another walk back in the second inning. Strike on the outside corner. Pounded foul, 2 strikes.
Well, Bedard, a Canadian born in Ontario, Canada. Signed by the Orioles. And he had that one good year in 2006 where he won 15, and then all of a sudden the injuries. But he's always kind of been plagued by injuries. 8 seasons. He has been on a disabled list the last 8 seasons 8 times. 3 times because of the shoulder surgeries he's had.
2 strikes to Thome. 1-2. Turned out to be a pretty good trade for the Orioles, getting Jones, although Jones hasn't blossomed yet the way that the Orioles hoped he would when they acquired him. But Bedard's been broken down, and he wouldn't have been much use for the Orioles, who've really struggled while he's been in Seattle anyway. 1-2. That's up the line foul. Now they're probably not there yet, but at some point I think we can expect the Orioles to do this in reverse. They're going to be close enough and contending in the division, and they'll probably want to acquire somebody like Bedard or another veteran pitcher to, do what Pavano did for the Twins a year and a half ago. The Orioles in last place in their division, but only 3.5 games out. 1-2 to Thome.
Olivo sitting way inside.
And Bedard missing. Down and away, 2-2.
Again, if your catcher's sitting like that, if you miss, you want to miss inside, but that ball over the plate just down in the strike zone.
2-2. Just missing, and now it's 3-2.
Such a good eye at the plate. 9th on the all-time walk list, Jim Thome.
So now Morneau with 2 gone will be able to take off early from first. Kennedy's been playing behind him anyway. Ripped to right and past the second baseman. Morneau to third. Thome with a base hit, the most solid stroke for the Twins so far this afternoon against Eric Bedard.
You saw the previous pitch, we showed it to you, just missing the corner down and away. And Thome, he works the count, and this is why this guy not only has power, he's also a very good hitter. Career .278 hitter coming into this year. Last year hit .283 for the Twins with the 25 home runs.
All those years when people would ask Ted Williams, what's the key to hitting, and they'd expect to hear tips on your hands and your feet and your hips and all that, and Ted Williams would simply tell everybody, get a good pitch to hit. Don't swing at what Thome took off the plate on 3-1. Get something out over the plate like he ended up getting, and then do something with it.
And Thome did.
1-0 to Valencia. A chance for Valencia to climb into a tie, perhaps take the lead in the team RBI department.
Yeah, that average coming down for Valencia. He needs a hit right here. Just make himself feel better. He's been struggling at the plate.
And a strike, 1-1.
Valencia 1 for 10 so far in this 3-game series.
His swing looks like he's got his mind involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's played in every game. Maybe it's that time that, like Denard Span got Sunday off. You just need to maybe have a day off.
1-2. And that's strike 3. And that'll end the inning. So the Twins get a couple of hits, leave 2 men aboard that still trail 3-0. Three-game series, each team with a win. Brian Dunsing's given up 3 early runs. Robbie and Smikowski, Bert Blyleven, Dick Bramer here. Off day tomorrow for the Twins. Harmon Killebrew's memorial service. Morneau chasing this ball in foul territory and makes the catch, 1 away. And the Twins open up a series against the, what are they this year? The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim again this year, aren't they?
Yes, second year in a row, I believe. Second or third year. About time to change it again.
Twins fans, get involved in the game. And let us know who you think will be the Arby's value player of the game. Text the word value followed by a space and the player's name to short code 234234. And hope that somebody can do something offensively to be worthy of your support. Ichiro Suzuki, a bouncer to second and a strikeout. 2-0. May typically has been Suzuki's best month, but not this year. 3-0. Three and 1. The next time we play at home, we've got 3 games and then we're gone for a week and a half. We expect Tsuyoshi Nishioka to be in the lineup. Nishioka continuing his work down in Florida. And I think the plan was for him to play in a game on Friday. And Ron Gardenhire regularly has said it's just an estimate, but that he would need about 10 games, which would put his re-arrival with the Major League club in about a week and a half after Friday. That's a bouncer to third. Valencia over to Morneau, 2 down.
And I read too where Nishioka is going to be playing some shortstop down there.
Well, I think that's been the plan for a long time. We'll talk about that more in just a second. If you're an outdoor enthusiast, I am. I hope to be fishing in a few hours tonight, catching some walleyes. Fox Sports North Outdoors is your home for the best outdoor programming every Saturday and Sunday. You can learn about fishing, hunting, and planning your next outdoor adventure. Fox Sports North Outdoors presented by Menard, Saturdays at 6 in the morning and Sundays at 8 in the morning, only on Fox Sports North.
Now, you've told me about your fishing adventures.
Yes.
What makes you think that you're going to catch anything?
I feel it tonight. I feel good tonight. I think the weather's good. More stable up north where I'm going.
Now, are you using the Eddie Gordado lure?
No, I'm using the night crawlers I picked off my driveway the last couple of weeks.
For free again, of course.
That's like gold. It's like gold in the streets.
Well, it was gold. Those night crawlers were gold for Parkinson's.
Cost me $100 a piece a couple of years ago.
Well, we raised over $15,000 for eating those two.
1-2 to Sean Figgins. But that was a plan all along with Nishioka. But I think the Twins have been dissatisfied enough with Trevor Plouffe to be even more intrigued with the notion of Nishioka being at second, or short rather, and maybe Michael Kanaya at second. But Ron Gardenhire has said all along he's leaving all his options open. He just wants the young man in the lineup.
Right. Watch out.
2-2. It's been nice for the Twins to see Plouffe hit the long ball, but I think what they are looking for is someone a little more seasoned and more aggressive playing at short right now. That's hit to the gap and left, and Young going back to make the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Brian Dunsing. He finds himself behind, however, 3-0.
I've got $100 in Minnesota State Lottery tickets, Dick and Bert. I've got Aaron and Dave here. And look at this sign, a tribute to Harmon Killebrew. 3 home runs represent the 3 home runs hit in Monday's game. 3 RBIs the Twins had last night. And 33 more games, Bert, until you go into Cooperstown. And today, of course, being Game 3 of this 3-game set against the Seattle Mariners. Just one of the many creative ways we've seen Harmon Killebrew honored. And, of course, we celebrate his life tomorrow night here at Target Field.
Very, very nice. And you are hereby circled.
Drew Butera leading off the home half of the 5th. Twins down by 3. Butera called out on strikes, leading off the 3rd.
There's another 3 right there, Dick.
I'm sorry, I missed it. Which one?
No, 3. We're talking about Harmon Killebrew. You said the Twins were down by 3.
And
watch out.
will get a single, and he'd better hustle back and get back to the bag. That ball thrown so wildly, it hit off the barrier and bounced back into short right field. So it'll be a hit, and I don't imagine there'll be an air charge to Figgins.
No, it's Eric Bedard right here.
Yeah, that's right.
Barehands it and then just throws it wildly over the first baseman, and then that caroms right out toward Ichiro. Butera rounding the bag, thought about going to second, but then watches the carom end up in right field.
About a foot higher, and it would have gone out of bounds or off the playing field. But as it is, Butera did the right thing rounding the bag, but then getting back to first. Here's Casilla, blooped a single into left field his first time up. Breaking ball inside, ball 1.
Well, I mentioned the 8 shutout innings that Bedard had in his last start in San Diego. So far, 4 shutout innings here this afternoon. But he came in over his last 4 starts, 2-0 with a 1.33 earned run average.
Twins haven't had a leadoff man on before this 5th inning infield hit by Butera. There's a strike. And Bedard has been getting almost all of his outs on ground balls, so you want to be concerned here about the ground ball double play.
Yeah, 8 ground ball outs, only 1 fly ball out for Eric Bedard with his 3 strikeouts.
And the breaking pitch in off the plate, 2-1.
You know what we haven't seen in a while? First to third, first to third, first to third for the Twins. You know, get a base hit here, maybe in the gap, get Butera over to third, and then just keep doing that for a while.
Well, this is a typical hit and run count, isn't it? Would you try a hit and run here?
Well, down 3-0. I don't think they will with Butera at first.
Casilla checks his swing, and that makes it 3-1.
And there's that number 3 again. 3 balls, 1 strike. We just don't want the 3 outs.
3-1 to Casilla.
Get through.
Into center field, and Butera will hold up at second. So a high hot chopper over the mound, and then he split the middle infielders Ryan and Wilson.
Yeah, gotta love those high choppers over the mound when you got a little giddy up on it. That's what this ball needed to do. Got over Bedard's head and then skips past the shortstop Ryan into center field. So Casilla, who had 2 hits last night, 2 for 2 so far here this afternoon.
Good run over the last 3-4 games has brought Denard Span over the 300 mark, or did at the start of the game. A couple of ground balls. He's 0 for 2, and coming up in a big spot here. Corner infielder's up already. Thinking that Span might try to drop down a bunt here.
Well, if it's, I think it's 2-0 ball game, yes, but not 3-0. I think Span's going to be swinging away right here.
And Bedard steps off. So many of Span's hits have gone to the left side, and with Figgins coming in at third, that even opens up more of the left side of the infield.
Cuts down his range a little bit.
Outside, ball 1. Bedard's only walked 1 man. That was Tomey, and he and Olivo thought they had him struck out with 2 outs in the second.
Now the pitch count starting to mount for Bedard. There's the hits for Denard Span, 25 to left field.
He does in this series, though, have a home run that he pulled and a triple that he pulled. 2-0.
He uses his hands so well. Denard Span.
Well, there's
lets that ball get deep into the strike zone and then just pops those wrists.
It's an upper body swing. I mean, he doesn't stride at all. He doesn't have much of a weight shift from his back leg to his front leg. Three and 0 with Tolbert on deck.
Now Span will take a strike. He doesn't have to look down at Steve Little to get a sign. Make Bedard throw a strike. 78 pitches for Eric Bedard. 47 have been strikes. 6 3-ball counts so far in the ballgame for Bedard.
Down the middle, 3-1.
Now, if you're a pitcher out there like Bedard, you got a pretty good fastball. You got a 3-0 lead. You can't. You have to throw a strike right here, and he's going to do that probably with his fastball. See if Span can get one out over the plate. He can drive the other way, or hit it in the gap somewhere.
3-1. Bouncer. And Bedard will flip it to first. So both runners moving up on a little chopper for the first out of the inning.
See, I think he was looking fastball away and got a fastball in and then basically jammed himself. The only play Bedard had, really, because it wasn't hit that sharply, was to get the out at first. So Casilla moves to second. Butera moves to third.
Tolbert got an infield hit in the first. He came up with a runner at second, 2 out in the third, and a ground ball to Figgins. Big spot here. Twins have the speedy Casilla at second. A hit to the outfield could get the Twins to within 1. Breaking ball in off the plate, ball 1. Tolbert playing back-to-back games at short for Trevor Plouffe. There's a strike on the inside corner.
Good fastball. You see Olivo, the catcher. Flips the corner.
Foul on that breaking pitch. Such a good pitch. We haven't seen anybody hit one of those hard yet tonight, which suggests that he hasn't hung anything. He's kept it down around the knee.
That curveball isn't the 12-6. It's more 2-8 type breaking ball. If you're looking at your watch. And he has very good tight rotation, always has. I remember when he was with the Orioles and healthy that one year, boy, he had a nasty breaking ball.
1-2 to Tolbert.
Like that.
Two and 2. Twins trying to make something out of this rally. Get something across the plate.
Got to put something on the board right here, Dick.
To short right center. Butera setting up for a tag. Ishiro's got a great arm, and they won't challenge it. Didn't hit it deep enough. And with Kubel, your top RBI guy, hitting next, probably a good thing you didn't send him.
Yeah, Ishiro known to have an outstanding arm, very accurate, and Tolbert just didn't hit it deep enough.
Now, if Casilla's at third and Butera's at second, maybe you send him.
Yeah, maybe, but you know, he does a good job of getting behind that ball, releasing it quickly back to the infield. Hit the cutoff man. 10-time Rawling Gold Glove winner out in right field.
So now, Kubel at the plate, and he is leading the Twins with 25 runs batted in. The inning started with a pair of singles. Tomi's single in the fourth inning, the only ball that was really hit hard so far against Bedard, and Kubel takes a strike. When a pitcher's on a roll, unless they have overpowering stuff, see the Twins hitting not well in this key statistic. 1 strike to Kubel. That's hit to left. And retreating is Wilson to end the inning. A couple of singles start the inning. Twins can't finish the rally off. It's still 3-0.
At 60 degrees.
Well, that'll be Friday night. We do expect partly cloudy temperatures in mid-60s. Partly cloudy skies and mid-60s temperatures tomorrow for the memorial service. Who was the last player to homer 3 times in a postseason game?
He's here. He's here. AK.
You know, sometimes big games like that come from the unlikeliest of people. That year, Adam Kennedy hit 7 home runs all year during the regular season. He got 3 of them in 1 playoff game. Here's Justin Smoak. 1-1. Smoak, Olivo, and Gutierrez facing Dunsing here in the 6th. Two and 1. Dunsing gave up a leadoff walk to Gutierrez and a double to Kennedy in the 2nd. Paid the price. A couple runs scored in that inning. And then Gutierrez homered his last time up. No swing, and it's 3-1 to Smoak, leading off the 6th.
Yeah, where Eric Bedard has gotten most of his outs on ground ball outs. Dunsing mainly fly ball outs. 8 fly ball outs so far, only 3 ground ball outs.
3-2.
Oh, what a grab. Reached over the rail right below us here. Made a nice catch.
Full count to Justin Smoak. And Valencia stays with a hard 1-hopper and throws Smoak out, 1 down.
I always talk about bring your glove to the ballpark. This guy did not need his glove. Take a look at this nice grab. The foul ball by Smoak. And just reaching out. Nice catch.
See, there's a little pressure involved in that, though. When you're sitting in the front row, you're in full view of God and everybody. The ball's hit like that, you got to make the catch. If it hits your hands and drops, you got 40,000 people booing you. Oh, we'll see if Kubel can make this catch here.
Look at that ball.
Oh, my gosh. Look at the wind push it. You could see the wind push that ball toward the foul line. Out number 2. Quest high-speed pitch brought to you by Guess who? Quest high-speed internet.
Dunsing at 92, as Eric Bedard is at 92.
Gutierrez has walked and homered, scored a couple of runs. Fan lost his or her cap because of the wind. It's out on the warning track in left field. And a strike on the outside corner. Wasn't that long ago. In fact, it was at the start of last season. The Mariners were the sentimental pick to win the American League West because of guys like Gutierrez and the defense they would play. The theory went there was going to be an increased emphasis on pitching and defense. Mariners figured to pitch pretty well with Cliff Lee on the staff in their ballpark. They had a Gold Glove winner in right and in center with Gutierrez. And so a lot of people thought that if anybody were to unseat the Angels as division champs, it would be the Mariners. Well, from the get-go, everything went wrong. Manager got fired. Eric Wedge was hired. They had to regroup, and it was the Texas Rangers who ended up unseating the Angels in the West.
Well, I think when that ballpark that they play in, Dick, at Safeco Field, we've seen over the years that's more of a pitcher's ballpark. So you want to build it around pitching and defense. And that's what they tried to do, and it didn't work out.
Similarly, I think we've seen a change in attitude here in Minnesota in the second year. The Twins wanted to emphasize more speed with Nishioka, and they wanted to get younger in the middle infield. Also a similarity between the two ballparks. This known as a pitcher's ballpark, at least in the early going.
Till the cement dries.
3-2 to Gutierrez with 2 gone. Foul back. They even have already done here what they ended up doing at Safeco Field with the batter's eye. Particularly during day games, they had problems at Safeco Field with the batter's eye providing a glare, as was the case here last year. And they've gone with the honeycomb effect and changed the angle of it here at Target Field since the beginning of the season to try to make the ball more visible. And I know what you're saying. Everything for the hitter, everything for the. But in this,
paint it white.
In this case, it was everything for the catchers. The catchers couldn't see the ball here or at Safeco Field in day games. Here's a high fly to center field. Span's going to have to run in and continue to come in to make the catch for the 3rd out. And a good 6th inning for Brian Dunsing.
You see, that's why you use 2 hands. Yeah? That's why you use 2 hands.
Very nice. probably thinking, look, I made the Home Depot thing. I ought to get a $100 gift card. There's nothing like that. You just get the baseball.
Well, Dunsing's done a good job. Retired the last 9 straight and last 15 out of the last 16 batters. The only hiccup over the last 3 innings, that home run by Gutierrez. So he's settling down nicely.
Morneau chases. Strike 1. Morneau with a single to right in the 4th inning. A bouncer to short before that. I was going to say with Bedard, and he's pitched well here today. He's kept the Twins off balance. You can almost look at the radar gun, and there are no consecutive pitches that are the same speed. Twins have had a tough time. That last one, I think, clocked at 89. Well, there you go. Proves my point right there.
Well, but the previous pitch, Dick, almost looked like he turned it over a little bit. That's a fastball outer half of the plate.
They were both at 89, but they were in different spots.
Right, and he's mixing it up nicely.
1-2 to Morneau. He got him. There's just been some really funny looking swings. Valencia's really had some weak swings, and Morneau had an ugly looking swing there, too.
Dick, it looks like he hides the ball well. You'd have to talk to a hitter, but with that little bit of hesitation in the turn of his shoulder, the right shoulder, over the pitching rubber, seems like he hides that ball very well.
He got Young swinging
Watch
in the
him
4th.
right there. That little bit. He really does a good job of keeping that shoulder in.
Backhanded by Figgins, and close play. Just got Young at first. 2 down.
Young hustling down the line, the breaking ball down. And Figgins throw across the diamond. And see if Kennedy pulls that foot off the bag a little early. No. Like he just got Delman Young.
Here's Jim Thome. The only sharp single for the Twins in the game came off the bat of Thome. He's also walked. Strike on the inside corner. Twins need an icebreaker. Strike 2 on the outside corner.
Boy, see that? I mean, that's a nice angle right there by Bedard. That's a pitcher's pitch. 94 pitches in the ball game. 60 strikes. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Allowed only 3 hits. Excuse me, 6 hits to the Twins.
Thome looking for a hitter's pitch.
6 hits, but they're all singles.
Right.
Yeah, take a look at his delivery right here. He gets over that pitching rubber, a little hesitation, and then the turn. You can almost read his name if you're the hitter.
1-2 to Thome. Pulled to the right side. Kennedy backhands it. Bedard covers. And Bedard makes quick work of the middle of the Twins lineup on 9 pitches.
Well, 2 runs in the second inning for Seattle. An RBI double by Adam Kennedy, then a RBI single by Brandon Ryan. That made a 2-0 ball game. And then in the 4th inning, Franklin Gutierrez, his first home run of the year, made it a 3-0 lead.
Adam Kennedy will lead off the 7th against Dunsing. And strike 1. It'll be Kennedy, Wilson, and Ryan here in the Seattle 7th. Sure would appear that the Indians are going to lose today. They're down 14-0 in the 8th inning.
Yeah, they've had some hometown magic, but I don't know if they're going to have that kind of magic here today.
And that will just roll foul, and Kennedy on a check swing must have had that hit the knob of the bat.
Well, take a look at Kennedy. He swings at it. Well, no, it did hit the knob of the bat. Kind of shaking his right hand, too.
1-2. And he waves at strike 3. Boy, Dunsing on a nice roll. It'd be nice if the Twins could come back and get him a win here. One down.
He's retired to 10 straight now.
Nick Blackburn with his 3rd complete game victory last night, and boy, did the Twins ever need it.
Outstanding ball game, and you know, there are the 5 starters right there. Dunsing with 1 complete game. Liriano with the no-hitter. That was his only complete game. Pavano over the years, 14 complete games. That's how rare it is in today's game, and somebody goes 9 if your name isn't Roy Halladay or Cliff Lee.
Yeah. Designated hitter Jim Thome talking with pitching coach Rick Anderson. It's a bouncer right side. Easy play for Garcia. Wilson retired, 2 away.
Yeah, Dunsing now 17 of the last 18 batters he's faced, able to retire them. And 11 straight.
Last year, the Twins had 9 complete games. 7 of them by Carl Pavano. Dunsing got 1 and Blackburn got 1. What was amazing to me in the 2006 season, which most Twins fans remember as the most dramatic, one of the most dramatic seasons in Twins history, when they came back and put on a mad rush at the end, clinched a playoff spot, then won the division when Detroit faded. And they had the Cy Young Award winner, Johan Santana, that year. For most of that season, people forget he was the 2nd best starting pitcher on the staff, because Francisco Liriano was lighting up the world before he got hurt. And that entire season, they had the Cy Young Award winner and they had Liriano. They didn't have not one 9-inning complete game.
Well, how many times did we see Johan after 7 innings tip his hat to the crowd like,
yeah,
you know, I'm done, thank you, 7 shutout innings, but I'm done.
There's a drive to left center. Young hustling over.
That's going to be trouble.
And he's not going to get there. It actually carries off the fence. Span tips over as he tries to cut the carom off. And Tolbert will run the ball in after a Ryan triple. Span came over to cut it off and then tripped up. And the ball rolled past him, allowing Ryan to gain an extra base.
Yeah, we have a great seat here at Target Field. When a ball is hit like that, you see where the outfielders are. You know this is trouble. Ryan having a great last 2 days, 5 hits and 6 at-bats. Delman Young has to go chase this ball after it caroms and gets past Span. See Delman right there. Now react to go get it. And it's a triple for Ryan. His 2nd hit of the ball game, his first triple of the year.
You've seen Ryan with some pretty good wheels. If Young doesn't hustle after that ball, he may have tried to come in and score. Down and away, ball 1. Jack Wilson is the number 9 hitter, and he's up with a runner at 3rd and 2 away.
So the streak of 11 straight outs for Dunsing is over. Let's see if he can get out of this inning.
2-0. Well, just one other note on what you were talking about, Santana tipping his cap after 7. Remember when he that season struck out 17 batters through 8 and had a chance to go out there and tie the major league mark with 20, and he pretty much said goodbye to everybody as he went to the dugout.
Yeah, I remember that. Quick trip to the mound by pitching coach Rick Anderson.
I remember Rick Anderson and Ron Gardenhire at that time. They were kind of relieved Santana did that because it took them off the hook. Santana had 115 pitches or whatever.
Jeez, wow. Yeah, there's the complete game active leaders. Ivan Hernandez, of course, a former Twin. Tim Wakefield's been pitching since Cy Young. Roy Halladay leading all of them with 62.
You look at that, and here's Sabathia. He's got 31 complete games in his career. Here's a 2-0 pitch and an important one to Wilson. 3-0. And do I remember right? In 82, 83, something like that, Rick Langford completed 29 games in a row in one season.
That was with Billy Martin.
Yeah.
The whole staff, I think, completed like 96 of the 162 games.
And I saw Langford a few years ago, and it was easy to spot his knuckles were dragging on the ground behind him as he was.
Been able to brush his teeth since. But
first and third, 2 down. Twins single game suites have again shown to be a pretty popular attraction for Twins fans, and most are sold out for the season. But you do have a chance during the 4th of July weekend. You can spend America's birthday enjoying America's pastime. Call 833 Twins and ask about the Twins single game suite options. First and third, 2 out now, and Ichiro taking a strike. Well, Dunsing didn't want to walk Wilson to face this guy, although he has retired him all 3 times. Smothered by Butera, 1-1. Dunsing with 107 pitches, trying to get through the 7th inning here. There's a strike with Ichiro backing away, 1-2.
Yeah, good fastball. He may not be able to pick up Dunsing. Now, Dunsing struck him out in his second at bat in the 2nd inning. A good slider down and away.
1-2 to Ichiro. And a little number that'll go foul. I guess a swing like that, or even his take on the pitch before, was what I was talking about the other night. You watch Ichiro and you can't tell whether he's been fooled by a pitch or not, because he does that, you know, with his lower half heading towards first base in mid swing when he hits a line drive someplace.
Yeah, Roy Smalley did a great, kind of how he stays back and utilize that bat, and there he goes. Dunsing gets him for the 2nd time to get out of the inning.
Stranding Ryan's triple and Wilson's walk. It's still 3-0. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Medica.
Visit quest.com/promise for details.
Well, welcome back. And this copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins.
Well, Brian Dunsing looks like he's done for the day, and he's done a nice job here. Unfortunately, the Twins haven't given him anything in terms of run support.
Well, he's kept the club in the game. Eric Bedard worked the first 6 innings. It'll be David Pauly coming out of the bullpen, making his 17th appearance. For Eric Bedard, he threw 96 pitches, 61 for strikes, and 6 shutout innings. So second straight start in a row, he had shutout performance. 8 innings against the Padres and 6 innings here this afternoon against the Twins.
Pauly's numbers very impressive. And you talk to people who followed the Mariners all year long and going back to spring training, and in describing their bullpen and what the aspirations were and who the characters were in March into April, it was a tapper foul. They said, well, we really didn't know who was going to do what. We weren't sure, which guys were going to be there. We were kind of rebuilding the bullpen, and boy, here we are following the Twins. We were in the exact same predicament, the same situation. The difference is, of course, for Seattle, their bullpen has been outstanding with the same question marks going into the season, and the Twins bullpen is not. Inside to Valencia, 2-2.
Yeah, their bullpen combined, they have a very good starting staff. Their starting staff combined 3.2 ERA, and their bullpen 4.06, 8th best in the American League. Twins are 13th behind the Tigers at combined 5.41 earned run average.
Nice pickup by Figgins, but he stumbles as he goes across the line and is smiling about it. He made a nice stop, and he may have taken a double away from Valencia, but Valencia will get a single.
Well, he's smiling because, you know what? I mean, he probably had no chance to get Danny Valencia, but you're right, Dick. He probably saved a double, and then Sniper got him.
Steve Little might have contributed to the humor over there.
Well, if you can't laugh at yourself, who else can laugh at you?
The third base coach. Well, here's Drew Butera with the leadoff man on. And there's strike one. Butera got an infield hit. Hit a little nubber between the third baseline and the mound, and Bedard threw wildly. Twins had a threat that inning. A couple of singles started the inning. But then Bedard got Span, Tolbert, and Kubel. Fly ball center. And Gutierrez has an easy catch. One down.
Well, here this afternoon, Eric Bedard, 6 shutout innings. And for Brian Dunsing, he gave up 2 runs in the second. Then the home run to Gutierrez, settled down and kept the club in the game. And sometimes that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Good outing.
Casillas got a couple of hits here today. Last time up, he had a high chopper over the mound into center field. You can imagine the skeptics in Seattle if someone would have said, well, Pauly's going to be one of your key relievers, and they'd go, wow, we're really in trouble then. Here's a guy who's a failed starter, made 20 starts in the big leagues, an ERA of 5.37, an awful lot of hits, 143 hits in 119 innings, 16 home runs, 41 walks. I mean, if he's going to be pitching regularly out of our bullpen, we're in trouble. And just the opposite has happened.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, Pauly, came up with the Red Sox in 2006 and also part of 2008. It's a ground ball here. No chance for a double play.
So Casillas reaches on a fielder's choice, and that'll bring up Span.
Pauly, 27 years old, spent 10 years in the minor leagues, almost like Mike Wilson. Spent a lot of time in the minor leagues. Finally gets an opportunity here to maybe pitch more on a regular basis at the major league level and pitch it pretty well.
hoping to make something out of this 7th inning here after a leadoff single. Casilla aboard, now 2 away. Down and in, ball 1. One and 0 to Denard Span. A bouncer hit right at the second baseman. So Paulie comes in, gets the job done again in the 7th. It's still 3-0. The Twins will hold a memorial service and a celebration of Harmon Killebrew's life. A tribute to the man and everything he's meant to this organization and to baseball fans all over the upper Midwest. Coverage on FS North begins at 6. The program, ceremony, celebration, what have you, will begin at 7. A lot of special guests. Hank Aaron, I thought it was very touching that Hank Aaron asked to be a part of the program.
Yes, very nice.
And Harmon Killebrew's teammate Earl Batty, a great gentleman of his own, said the team without Killebrew is like dressing up for a formal affair with a white tie and tails and then wearing muddy shoes.
Well, you can continue that. That's kind of your senior prom, isn't it, Dick? Except there's no girl.
I had a powder blue tuxedo. I did have the muddy shoes, and I did have a girl along.
You did?
Yeah. Mom looked really good that night.
Gotta love those sisters.
Got her a corsage.
Oh, good crowd here this afternoon. 38,806.
Alex Burnett's done a nice job for the Twins in some key spots. He's been kind of forced into some of those key spots and has gotten some big outs for the Twins. Now coming in to start the 8th inning. Up and away. And it's 1-1. Figgins, Smoke, and Olivo here in the 8th against Burnett. Bouncer hit right at Casilla. 1 down. Twins players will sign autographs Saturday to raise funds for those affected by the recent tornadoes. Various players will be available from 11:30 in the morning to 12:30. Outside gate 29 here at Target Field. Fans are asked to make a $10 donation to the Red Cross to receive an autograph. And if if you'd like more information, visit www.twinsbaseball.com. The Twins annually put a lot of planning into an autograph party. This is a more spontaneous one to help people who were affected by the tornadoes that hit other places too, but here in North Minneapolis, not far from the ballpark. Smoke taking ball one. And now a strike. Of course, Joplin, Missouri, south of Kansas City, devastated by a tornado. And I just got a text from my sister, and my brother-in-law, as we speak, is locked because of weather issues. He's locked in a freezer at a Burger King in Missouri because of more tornadoes.
Wow. How about Texas last night? The Rangers had to evacuate the stadium. Possible tornado warnings there.
And delays of just under 3 hours in that game. They were able to resume it. And
got done about 1:30 in the morning.
2-1.
Carlos Quentin hit 3 home runs in that ball game.
Rangers leading this afternoon 2-0 in the 4th inning down in Arlington. And the Red Sox did beat the Indians 14-2. Detroit's been in a long delay with Tampa Bay. The Tigers leading 2-0. Flipped foul. Still 2-2. Smoke 0 for 2 with a first inning walk. And Burnett strikes him out.
Good fastball right there. A little up in that strike zone, and Smoke couldn't catch up to that high fastball. Just swinging underneath it. Big swing, uppercut swing.
Well, I don't think my sister's watching, but she just texted me because I know people are concerned. My brother-in-law's out of the freezer in the Burger King.
Oh, that's good. Hope he brought a jacket with him.
She's in the basement now at where she works in central Missouri because the sirens are blaring. Been an unusually harsh spring with tornadoes almost on a daily basis, it seems like.
Mother Nature's been nasty.
1 strike to Olivo. And we have a minor taste of it here. We had the sirens going off the night that we had golf ball sized hail in the last homestand. Two and one. High fly to left. And Young coming in with the wind pushing him in. And Burnett has a 1-2-3 top of the 8th.
The troops for Quest Twins Live featuring the Toyota post-game wrap immediately following the final pitch between the Twins and the Mariners. Bedard on board. Eric Bedard with a nice performance today. 6 strong innings, strikes out 4, and keeps the Twins off the scoreboard. Blocking the plate is the instructional with former World Series winning catcher Tim Laudner and former World Series winning pitcher Bert Blyleven. Make sure you check that out. Plus, Gardy's post-game presser. What's the roster move after the game? There's one coming with Kevin Slowey headed to the DL because of an abdominal strain. We'll see who's coming up and what the bullpen situation is given the off day tomorrow. All that and a lot more. Dick Bramer, I know you can't wait to watch Quest Twins Live and be a part of it.
Absolutely. Here's Matt Tolbert leading off the bottom of the 8th, and there's strike 1. What I'd like to know is if the instructional tonight is on blocking the plate, we ought to get Dan Gladden involved and see if he can recreate his collision with Greg Olson in the '91 World Series.
I think what we ought to do is, since Tim Laudner wants to block the plate, we just get some fans that want to come down and line them up at third base and have them run down toward Laudner.
A little pop up to the infield grass. Wilson makes the catch, 1 away. Arby's and Fox Sports North giving you a chance to win a trip for 2 to Fort Myers, Florida, but don't even bother listening to this if you're not 18. Simply pick up an Arby's It's Good Mood Food Code Card every Friday at any participating Arby's. Log on to foxsportsnorth.com. Click on the Fan Zone tab, enter the code for the chance to win, but you got to be a member of the Fan Zone. It's free to join. You got to be 18 or older, so you can do something about the one qualification. If you're not a member, you just join. But you can't lie about your age, can you? Did you ever lie about your age when you were?
Yeah, maybe a couple times.
Did you?
In front of a liquor store.
Visit foxsportsnorth.com for complete details. One down in the 8th.
I want a candy. They wouldn't sell it to me.
Here's Kubel. How many times we've worked together 15 years, I ask you a question, and immediately after asking it, I go, you know, that wasn't a good idea at all.
Shouldn't have asked him that. It's your fault.
And Kubel strikes out, and it's just been a tough day at the plate for the Twins.
Yeah, that's no way to celebrate your birthday. Jason Kubel, again, happy birthday, but 0 for 4 in the ball game. Off-speed pitch right there. Good sink on that pitch by Pauly.
That barely made it onto our Fox tracks. It was so far down and away. 2 down, and here's Morneau. And that floats outside, ball 1. Morneau with a single, a ground ball, and a strikeout. Right off the end of the bat.
I'll tell you what, Dick, one thing, if these Twins want to start winning series, they need to pick it up offensively. It's just been a miserable year offensively for the Twins.
1-1 to Morneau. 2-1. And so many times, Bert, you look at the scorecard and it's been the middle of the lineup that's been the biggest offender. Morneau's got a single, Young hitless, Kubel's hitless today. He's carried the team for the first 7 weeks. Deep but foul. And it's 2-2. Lifted to center. And Gutierrez gives way to Ichiro, who makes the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Mariners. We head to the 9th. Twins so far being shut out at home. 7 hits for the Twins. They've out-hit the Mariners, but they haven't put a run up on the board yet because the Mariners have the extra base edge.
That's it. 7 singles for the Twins. A double, a triple, and a home run in the 4 hits that the Mariners have been able to generate here this afternoon.
The home run coming off the bat of Gutierrez, who will lead off against Alex Burnett here in the 9th. It'll be Gutierrez, Kennedy, and Wilson. Sharply hit and under the glove of Casilla. So Casilla could have made that play, did not. We'll see how they rule it. Leadoff man's on in the 9th.
Yeah, ball went right underneath his glove. Casilla going to his left. Ron Gardenhire coming out. And Gutierrez hitting this ball sharply. You can see getting the good part of the barrel of the bat, and the ball went right underneath his glove.
Kennedy, a left-handed batter. Twins already down by 3. And Burnett gets 1, 2, 3, 8, but now the leadoff man reaches here in the 9th. As far as I'm concerned, anytime you can skip school, go to the ballpark. Lefties Glenn Perkins, Jose Majares, both on the disabled list. Majares just another few days away, we hope. And so that has resulted in Dusty Hughes being recalled and put on the mound.
Well, Dusty Hughes, part of the 3-man left-handed bullpen at the beginning of the year for the Twins. It was Hughes, Majares, and Perkins, and then Hughes got sent down, just recalled.
Ball 1.
Hughes getting recalled when Perkins went on the disabled list just 3 days ago.
There's a fastball and a strike. Kennedy doubled in a run. Hit a hard ground ball over the glove of Morneau into the right field corner in the 2nd. Since then, a ground ball and a strikeout. 1-2.
Good location of that pitch right there by Dusty Hughes.
Missed the inside corner. 2-2. High fly to right field. Kubel making the catch for the first out. It was Dusty Hughes or Phil Dumatre or Alex Burnett or Anthony Swarzak, the 4 available relief pitchers last night, with Nick Blackburn having completed 8 innings. None of those 4 have a major league save, so that's one of the reasons the Twins sent Blackburn out there.
Hey, good.
Got his own save. Strike 1.
Well, again, with the off day tomorrow, every starter, getting an extra day's rest, too. Blackburn, 127 pitches thrown.
And called strike. 2 strikes. Fastball off the plate, 1-2. Twins in danger of not winning this game, and still to this point on May 25th not winning a 3-game series yet this year. There's a called 3rd strike, and out number 2, and that'll bring up Ryan.
Well, good pitch right here by Dusty Hughes. Fastball, pitcher's pitch, down in the strike zone.
Ryan with a pair of hits, drove in a run with a single in the 2nd. And then with 2 outs in the 7th, he sent one off the fence in left center field and legged out a triple. Hughes with a 91-mile-per-hour fastball sneaks it by Ryan.
Yeah, again, Ryan in last night's ball game, 3 for 3, 3 infield base hits. Here this afternoon, an RBI single in that 2-run 2nd inning, and then the triple with 2 outs in the 7th.
Foul back, 2 strikes. Brandon League warmed up, ready to come in. It's a save situation right now. The Mariners score again. It won't be. 2 strikes to Ryan. They've got him picked off. Somebody needs to get to second base.
Here we go again. Can they do it the right way? Somebody tag him out. Way too many throws. But the Twins get out of the inning.
And Dusty Hughes faces just 2 batters and gets 3 outs.
off. Eric Bedard, 6 shutout innings. Second outing in a row that he's had a shutout performance. Brian Dunsing kept the club in the game for 7 innings. Take a look at this play. This is not my phone number, folks. 1, 3, 4, 3, 6, 4.
I think it was Halsey Hall's line, and if a man answers, hang up. Well, see if the Twins can do something here in the 9th against Brandon League. He has had a rough ride of it in the month of May, to the point where when we were in Seattle, he was taken out of the closer's role.
Yeah, he was taken out, but he was able to get his 11th save here on Monday night in the 8-7 extra inning win, or excuse me, the extra inning win for the Twins.
1-1 to Delmon Young leading off the 9th. There's Carl Willis sitting next to Eric Wedge. Mariners playing some good baseball, and they're a little concerned about their closer right now, who's closing because David Arzma has been on the disabled list.
Yep.
1-1 to Young. 1-2.
Oh, hard slider right there. Great location. Brandon League with a good fastball. You just saw the breaking ball. I mean, watch the tightness of that slider. Down and away.
1-2 to Young. They've gone after Delmon with those breaking pitches off the plate from right-handers. 2-2. Tomey will hit next, and then Valencia. And Young with his second strikeout of the game. 1 down. And that'll bring up Tomey with the bases empty.
That ball going straight down. We saw the slider, going from, say, right to left. That ball went straight down. Delmon Young swinging through it.
Tomey walked in the second, singled in the fourth, and then bounced to first in the 6th. Strike 1. One. We shouldn't give away too many secrets here, but Jim Tomey is going to be part of the program tomorrow night here at Target Field, honoring his dear friend Harmon Killebrew. Fly ball left center field, and Gutierrez calls off Wilson, and that's out number 2. That'll leave it to Danny Valencia. Seven little singles for the Twins, and nothing in the way of a run-producing hit. Ball 1. Michael Kadyr's in the on-deck circle. He is apparently going to hit for Drew Butera if Valencia can keep the game alive. Kadyr out of the starting lineup for the second straight game with a strained hip. I can't remember a game this year where there have been so many swings and misses. I mean, there have been foul balls to keep at bats alive. It's been 2 strikes, and as we saw in the Delmon Young at bat, swing and a miss, at bat over.
Yeah, not a good day offensively for the Twins.
I think you saw in the shot of Brandon League, he's got to wear some flesh-colored tape to cover his earring so that hitters won't complain about it. I know that's a problem you had a lot when you pitched.
Yeah, I had it in my nose, though.
3-1.
Well, Brandon League coming over from the Toronto Blue Jays, where they traded Brandon's. You mentioned that the other day. Brandon Morrow going from Seattle over to the Toronto Blue Jays, but he did pick up 6 saves last year, 9 wins out of the bullpen.
That awful sound of a bat dying.
Pick up his 12th save here.
And the Twins have yet to win a 3-game series. Tough ball game for the Twins. Didn't get much going offensively at all. Franklin Gutierrez continues his comeback. And Anthony, Twins ended a losing streak last night, but today unable to build a winning streak.
And we'll show you how Eric Bedard shut down this Twins lineup. Our instructional, Tim Laudner, will teach you the proper way to block the plate. We'll hear from Ron Gardenhire all next on Quest Twins Live. Away, lay her out, baby.